The term nurture shock has been used to describe the panic that new parents feel when they first confront the responsibility of raising a child. This book will deliver a similar shock.
Having locked on to some wrong ideas about childhood has led people to overlook some amazing science.
Science that does far more than just help you be a better parent. It's way more interesting than that. It's about how skills and character are formed, which is ultimately a rethinking of how we become who we are. In each chapter of this book, we take an idea that has become conventional wisdom, something that parents and society have accepted and invested in, and we use the science to debunk that and show you an entirely different way of thinking about it.
A good example of that in our book, in addition to an expanded chapter on praise, is our chapter on siblings.
We used to assume that only children suffered by having been deprived of the training ground of siblinghood, but siblings are brutal to each other. In observational studies, young siblings are 7 times worse to each other than to their friends.
The scholar we worked with on this chapter has tracked sibling pairs from preschool all the way to their early 20s. She's teased out these secret indicators in early interaction that predict how they'll be as grown-ups.
In fact, there are secret indicators to predict what a sibling relationship will be like even before the younger sibling has been born.
Millions of families are fighting to get their kids into gifted programs, private schools, as soon as possible.
We surveyed the 20 largest school districts in the country, and not one waits until 3rd grade to decide who are the gifted.
And society is so focused on are the tests biased, they've overlooked the main issue.
We went to the scholars who write the very tests that are used, and they had a startling confession to make to us. The tests used in kindergarten screenings picked the wrong kids 72.4% of the time. There's a common school of thought that young children are naturally blind to racial constructs, so it's best to never talk about race and skin color to avoid teaching them to notice it.
We're going to show that that's all wrong. Being silent about race is a colossal mistake. The consequence of our misunderstanding is tragic. School diversity is backfiring. I mean, you'd like to think that the more diverse a school, the more likely it is you'll have a friend of another race.
But the science says it's the other way around. The more diverse the school, the less likely it is that a child will have a friend of another race. The premise of this book is that many of society's strategies for nurturing children are backfiring. Backfiring because key twists in the science have been overlooked.
Our goal in writing NurtureShock is to get us as a society to think differently, more deeply, more clearly about children.